want beer.
Well, mate, a bit hot and humid this morning, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
But here we are. We're at, where are we?
Coltec.
Coltec,
Yep.
Automotive.
Yep.
And we're here for?
A charity event.
Yeah.
A bit of a car show, charity, raising some money for the fireys.
Yeah, Rural Fire Brigade, who everyone knows in Australia are doing a massive amount of work at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to show you some footage of some cool cars here, some fireys, maybe find out a little bit of info on the fire truck.
Yep.
And then we'll, what else we're going to do? Interviews.
Yeah, of course. See who we can talk to, get some music. There's a band.
There's a beer truck.
Yeah.
We've got to check that out.
And make sure you subscribe, like, hit the bell, all those things.
We'll go and get some action.
We got Ginger Baker on the bass, Mick Jones on guitar, Mark Getting on drums, and on Moose. Cheers.
All right, guys, was it Moose?
Moose, yep, Moose.
And
Zen.
And Zen. Now, guys, you've got a bit of a rig here, and this is probably the best car I've seen at any show, because you can get beer out the side of it, right?
It's always good, mate.
Any cold beverage, yep.
Yeah, so tell us a bit about the car, what it is to start with.
Well, it's based on a 23 T model.
Yep.
But it's custom fabricated by Death Wish Hot Rods over at Narang there.
Yep.
Yep, built from scratch. He's done the chassis, he's done all the bodywork. It's got a 350 crate motor in it, small block Chev. It's got a turbo 350 behind that.
So this cruises along pretty nicely.
It's a nice highway car, yeah.
Yeah, right. And then in the back, what have we got going on here? We've got a couple of kegs or what?
We got a couple of kegs, so we've got beer running out of the right tap there, and we've got iced tea running out the left. We can pump anything out of the keg basically. If it can get poured in there, it can get pumped back out.
Now, you can actually go to any car show, you know, anyone could book you in, you could do a party.
You can do everything.
We do weddings, parties, festivals, car shows, any event, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, right. And where do people find you?
Well, you can find us on Instagram at Hot Rod Bar, hot_rod_bar, or on Facebook, Hot Rod Promotions and Events. Otherwise, we're located on the Gold Coast, so give us a call, 0424 085 854, or hotrodpromotions@mail.com.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Well, I reckon I might have to try one of these beers.
Yeah, I'll get you one, mate. I'll get you one.
Grab a shot of that, Tyler.
We even use biodegradable cups for all those out there.
Just offsetting the carbon footprint of the 350 a little bit.
There you go, get that in you. How about you? Do you want a beer?
There you go, guys. Hot rods and beer.
Yeah.
Hot rods and beer. How good is it? Get onto these guys. Get them out to your next event and enjoy.
We're a volunteer organisation, don't pay for certain things.
Yep.
So certain things that we use, like this piece of equipment here, which we've just bought with donations, it's called a TIC, alright? So it's a thermal imaging camera, okay? And what it does, it gives us heat signatures, okay? So the money from community and donations and stuff like that, buy specialised equipment for like we've got here. Okay?
Yeah, right.
These are really, really vital in when we're looking for hotspots in like bush areas and stuff like that, when it's completely blackened out and if like say a wind gust comes up and stuff like that, and then it reignites. So this here,
I'm a bit warm here.
so community money is funding things such as this, okay? Also community money buying things like defibrillators, first aid gear, and some of the other specialised gear that we have on this truck.
So the real important to something like this, like you can have a fire inside of a tree and can't even see it, right? It can be in the middle of the tree still going, everyone's left the scene, bang, fire comes back up again.
So like a fire inside a tree, we normally put like a candle, okay? And you could be driving past it, you won't see it, could be smoking, because most of our trees will burn for days and days and days. And something like this, like specialised equipment, we could find out, yes, it is still burning inside that tree. So yeah, we'll stop, we'll put some foam or something like that into the fire.
Yeah, right. Now, this truck itself, obviously, there's a bit more going on here than just a water truck, right?
That's correct. Yep.
So we've obviously got the compartments with the gear in here.
That's correct. Yep. So this is one of our 5.1 units. This is one of the newer units we've got. It's been issued to us by Queensland Fire. This one here is it's a dual cab, so we can sit up to 5 people, 1 driver, 1 officer, and 3 in the back. More, as we know, more members on the ground is more helpful.
Yeah.
On this one here, as you can see in this locker here, we've got a Waco, which has been supported by our community, which we bought from community money from donations. So that's not given to us by Queensland Fire. We have bladder packs for water and stuff like that. Right.
That's all your drinking water and that sort of stuff.
Water and stuff like
Keep you
that.
going.
Okay. All our first aid gear.
Up in the cab up here, I noticed there's a bit more like, obviously you drop down in the windows. Is this protection to...
Okay. So, as you've seen on some of the fires in New South Wales, they've been pretty intense and they've had a lot of things called burnovers. So, these are called our burnover blankets, okay? So, what will happen is during a scenario where the fire's too intense and it comes up and over top of us, we have these fire retardants on the top and they're reflective. Burnover blankets come down, seal across the windows, and what it does, it gives that reflection and pushes the heat and fire away from us. Also, we have the burnover blankets, which we have for protection for the crews in the back, so they wrap themselves all up and get down as low as they can.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
And look, obviously, as we're saying with the equipment, donations play a big part in keeping Rural Fire Brigade alive.
Yep.
People that aren't at an event like today, how do they donate?
Okay, so Damien, where are you, bud?
Bring him in.
Bring him in.
All right, Joe, a bit more gear on this side.
So we have a bit more gear on this side here. Okay, this is where we have all our hoses and stuff like that. All right, we have 2 different types of hoses on here. We have percolating, okay, which is a hose that sweats, which is really, really effective when we're running it over like hot spots on the ground and stuff like that. And then we have non-percolating, which is a canvas hose, okay, which we use for everyday use.
Right.
Also, we have high pressure hoses, which we can run it from the sides of our trucks. So you can have a person walking along the side of the truck, spraying down as the truck's moving up a line. All right. Also, we've got a portable pump, okay, for when we have low water supply.
Yep.
And we get into areas where we don't have water, where we can actually draft. So we can draft up water from wherever we can find it, from an articulator or a reticulated source. Spill packs, okay. Also we have chainsaws, so we've got a chainsaw in here as well.
Yep.
Most effective, like we had last weekend with our big floods and with our big storms and stuff.
Clear it out.
This truck was out all day, and we're cutting up trees in our local area as well as across the Gold Coast. Also, we have fire break, which is foam.
Yep.
Okay. Really, really effective in most of your firefighting.
Fire retardant.
Yeah, fire retardant. Same sort of thing that you guys you see dropping from your planes and stuff like that. It's just a heavy, heavy duty foam.
Right.
So we also have a thing called block foam.
Is this stuff?
This is block foam. It's a high concentrate foam, as you can see. Have what you feel there if you want, mate.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay?
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's like a big bar block of sunlight soap. Yeah. Right. So we put that into a back, and what it does is it just breaks down and automatically gives us a lot of foam.
And you just throw that straight into the
We throw it
tank.
straight in. Come around, I'll show you. Goes into our condenser.
Ah,
and
yeah.
just breaks down. Yeah. And just automatically gives us more foam instead of going through buckets and buckets and buckets of foam.
Yeah. And how much water are you able to carry on board?
Okay.
I'm guessing you go through that pretty quick.
On this is what, 1,300?
Yeah,
1,300. 1,300 litres of water on board. Right.
Does that last a while, or does that go through pretty quick?
No, depending of on how many hoses we've got out and how many hose lines. Yeah, we could have anywhere from say 5 up to 20, 30 minutes easy, depending on how many hoses we run out. So on the back here, we have 2 different hose lines. Okay, we have our low pressure. Okay. And our high pressure lines as well.
On the other
Gives
side.
us, gives us distance.
Yep. Okay.
Right.
Looks like we've finally found Damien. So where can we donate, mate? Where's the best spot to go? Do they pop into local, or they?
They can, like if they want to go for like the Gold Coast group, we've got a area office at 32 Mudgeerbar Road, Rongaroo.
Yep.
So that's staffed during the week. So yeah, if anyone's available to go during the week, they can pop in there and
Or
hand
jump
over
online, do a bit
donations.
of a search, Rural Fire Brigade, and there's
Yeah,
links to donate through there.
I don't think there's any links. Like they can contact us by email or through our Facebook pages, and you know we can supply them with the bank details and whatnot.
Perfect. Excellent. All right. Thanks, mate.
No worries.
So yeah, as I said to you, we got the 2 lines on the back here. Cav's just going to show us the high pressure line that we have. Okay, most effective in like instead of using lots and lots and lots of water, it's under pressure, so it gives us a minimal amount as such.
Yep.
Right. Start up with. As you can see in the moment, it's got a little bit of fire break in it.
Bit of foam.
A little bit of foam, which is sediment that sits in the back in the bottom of our tanks at the moment. Because we've been out so much on fires lately, we've been using foam constantly all the time. All right, just with foam because it's got that good suppressant in it, and it holds instead of just using water.
Yep.
Because water is really, really good for a cooling agent and for initially knocking down your fire, whereas foam is really, really effective for holding it. Of putting a decent basis on top and just smothering your fire.
Right. And then that's
what
our
is-
low pressure side.
Yep, so this is the low pressure, and this is this gives you copious amounts of water. Comes in 3 types. We've got a straight jet. Also, we use it for protection for firefighters as well when we come up with a full curtain as such, or a cone as such, where you can hold your fire at a distance.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Joe, I guess the other thing is some people might want to get involved and come and do what you guys do and volunteer and help out. And obviously, like I guess there's a lot that you get from being a volunteer. There'd be chainsaw tickets and things like that you would obtain.
When we join, it takes a fair bit of the paperwork and stuff like that to go through. And then what you do is you probably do your first 6 months on training. We call it FMS, so it's just your basics in firefighting. And then you normally, like with a big crew, and there's a lot of other crews around the coast doing the same, do all your training for 6 months, and then once you get your FMS, you're fully qualified to be able to jump on the truck and then go out and service your community in firefighting.
Yeah, perfect. So just get in touch with your local...
Just get in contact with your local, otherwise get in contact with our area office in Wangari.
Yeah, perfect. Yep. Well done. All
cool.
right.
Thank you.
Thanks for the chat, Jay.
No problems.
Hey, Cole, how you going, mate?
I'm well, mate. How are you?
Good, mate.
Yep.
What a great little turnout here today.
Hasn't been.
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
So now this is your shop, right?
Yeah, this is Overtaking Automotive.
Yep. And you do all servicing, everything mechanical in here?
We do a lot of larger repairs, so engine swaps, a few conversions here and there.
Yep.
A lot of servicing, general breakdowns, and then we've got the mobile vans as well that go out and do the emergency stuff as well. So
yeah, excellent. Yeah. Now, and of course, you've got a bit of a truck there out the front that we've seen on a few different shows before.
Yeah, mate.
Mate, tell us a bit about that one.
So the 1970 K20 Chevy pickup truck. It's come from the States, obviously. It's left-hand drive. It's got a nice four-wheel drive running gear in it, so we take the kids up to Stratty and burn down the beach.
Full four-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So that's sort of sets it apart. So a lot of the guys dump them on the guts.
Yeah.
I want to keep mine nice and high to
have a bit of fun.
Yeah, no, it's good. So we've done a few, quite a few expeditions in it, like mainly beach driving.
Is it a 350 Chev in it?
350 Chev, yeah, turbo 350 gearbox, pretty stock.
Yeah, right.
But it's the only car I have that doesn't have a check engine light on.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Well, if you haven't got a check engine light on, maybe you're not doing enough to it. So. And I do apologise. I know, look, I'm making you look like you need to work on your fitness a little bit here today.
I've got to go have a couple more sausages and scissors later. I've been working too hard in the workshop this morning. I've got to go out and eat some food now.
Mate, what got you into the cars to start with back in the younger days, mate?
Funnily enough, when I was a kid, I just couldn't understand how cars worked. I mean, when I was in the passenger seat with Dad driving up a hill, I used to always think, how does this actually work? I'd ask Dad, and he'd kind of explain it in his mildly mechanical knowledge. But I never quite understood. Then I started pulling cars apart when I was a kid and trying to understand it. And it's been a passion ever since.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What was your first car, mate?
The first car was a VK, 5 litre.
Oh.
I worked at McDonald's for 5 years through school, and a couple of years after, saved pretty much every cent, and bought this beautiful red VK, which I guess back then was actually still a pretty new car. Like it'd be like probably equivalent of like a VE these days or something like that, 5 or 6 years old. And drove that for a couple of years and then unfortunately got stolen.
Oh no.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking moment, but that's all right, got another one, a better one. Roll cage, we put a tunnel ram in it, locked the diff, and and had an EH Holden, and then I sold the EH to buy my first mobile mechanic van.
And that's where it all started.
Yeah, that's actually where it all started. So I sold the EH, had triple Webbers and stuff, and it was a really nice car. Bought a Connor van, put my tools in it, and got to work. So.
Man, that's cool. That's a cool story.
Yeah, man.
Mate, thanks for sharing that, and thanks for putting on today and
my
trying to raise a
pleasure.
bit of money
Thank
for
you
the
guys
Fireys,
for
right?
coming down.
You were actually doing some free servicing and everything.
We were. So we're doing servicing on cars. We've done about, I think, probably 7 already.
Yeah.
What time is it now? It's like 11:30, 12 o'clock.
Yeah, something around there, mate.
Yeah, so we've been going for 2 hours, and we've done 7 cars already. So
and that goes to the Fireys?
Yep, Valvoline's paying for the oil.
Yep.
And the filters. I'm doing the work, and people being extremely generous. $100 here, $150 there, so
that's cool.
Very, they're getting a good service on their car as well, so it's really great. Right?
That's pretty awesome.
Yes, sweetheart, come here. Quick.
Come say hi.
This is the Chief Executive Officer of the Sausage Sizzle Department today.
Also out there raising some money for the Fireys, aren't you? Well done.
Did you have something to say?
Can I get a cupcake?
Can you get a cupcake?
Wow.
I'll get you one after I finish with these boys.
That's important.
We're all getting cupcakes after this.
So yeah, keep an eye on this. I reckon there might be a few more of these events coming up
I would
in the
love
future.
to do more.
Yeah.
Dale, my mate Dale, he's pretty much organised everything. It's been so good. I basically said to him a couple of weeks ago, I want to do something to raise some money for the Fire Brigade and all the families that need help down south. I just mentioned through conversation, said, let's maybe, what are some free services, family and friends.
Yeah.
And Ray's been like, next thing you know, he's got a Facebook group up, there's car clubs coming, you guys are here, sizzles, live bands.
Pretty
awesome.
awesome.
Well, this is the thing now, this is actually happening.
And not too bad, because we've got a bit of a storm looming, so to get the cars out that we have today, we've been pretty lucky.
Correct.
It's
Yeah,
hot, it's humid, we're about to get smashed with a storm.
That's a big
There's
player.
still plenty here. No one's run away yet.
Yeah, exactly. It's been an awesome turnout. I loved it.
So keep an eye on
this morning, you start hearing V8s coming in the street, and you're like, it's on! It's on!
That is good. Well, I say keep an eye on it. Coltec, can we find it on Facebook?
Sure can. Coltec Automotive, Mobile Mechanics.
Yep, perfect.
Still running the mobile mechanic thing as well, so...
Yeah.
Google Coltec.
We'll find you on there, and then we'll see any other events coming up.
Mate.
Or if you're looking for some
I'm really
work
looking
done.
forward to, especially after this. This really gets me excited.
Good.
This is the first one I've done, and I'm pumped. I'm loving it. So I want to do more.
Excellent.
I love it.
Mate, thanks for doing your bit for the car
thanks
scene.
for coming. Thanks
Good
very
work.
much, mate.
All right. Well, mate, we're heading off.
Yep.
That's it. There's another week.
Yeah, I feel like I've been in a swimming pool at the moment.
A bit sweaty, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bit of rain might be coming. If you haven't subscribed, you should have, because we told you to at the start, right?
Yeah.
So get on it. If you want some
Hit the
merch,
like button. Check out our website, overtakinglane.com.au. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram.
all those socials, and then we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah. Stay in the rocket lane.
Good evening, Overtakers.
Hey, how are ya?
How are we going?
I hope you liked our new little intro.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? I reckon it was cool. I'm a little partial,
Maybe a little biased.
but I thought it was cool. Just stepping it up a bit. I hope everyone out there is doing well. We've got a few people already joining us, as usual. A few people come in, watch the video from the week before and listen to the tunes while they're waiting for us to get here and get set up.
You've got Roy Ferntop.
G'day, mate. How are you, Roy?
You've got Paulie. Skid
is
Pig.
here. Skid Pig. The Skid Pig.
Gleno.
Always here. Gleno. Yes, good to see you.
James Bayless. Lynn.
James, Lynn.
Scrolling down.
Keep-
There's a lot of
keep
comments
going.
this morning. Sally H.
Sally.
Chris Young. G'day.
Hey,
Morning.
Chris. Morning for
He
you.
said morning, boys and girls, from a wet, cold and windy UK.
Wow.
pages in the chat. Stephen Jackson, Trevor Smith, Mad Kiwi, Gary Sparkplug, and
G'day,
Mark.
mate. Gary Sparkplug. Well done. Thanks for the thumbs up on the intro. Good stuff. Looks like Tolo has a younger brother. Come on. It's looking good.
G'day, Jamie.
G'day, Jamie.
Scott's in the house as
Scott's
well.
there.
G'day.
Mad Kiwi, yep, mentioned. Yeah, everyone's joining in. That's good to see. A couple of new names, plenty of regulars, and loving it. Loving seeing everyone. We've got to meet Gleno on the weekend.
And I think is that Stuart that we met as well in the chat there now?
Yeah, oh yeah, it is too. Stuart as well, yeah, with the HQ. Excellent. So, Mad LS Turbo HQ. And, yeah, let's jump into the show. Let's talk about it. Say good day to Superformance as well. Our mates at Superformance, I'll be watching. Only missed like 2 episodes, Grant from Superformance. So he'll be here. And make sure you look those guys up if you need anything for your car, your hot rod. I've got to do the slides thing, right? Hey, I've got to do the TV. Put them up.
I posted the links. I'm already on top of it. I got the link before you got the slides.
Good. And what are we up to? We're up to episode 32. There's the details of Superformance. You got the link. Look them up. Give them support. Check their Facebook page. Give them a thumbs up. But episode 32, and we started last week trying to find things to do with the numbers, right? And we had one race car, Formula 1, number 31 last week. We've got number 32
G'day,
this
Zig.
week.
How you
Hey,
going?
Zig.
Skid Pig says the beer rod needs a rum tap. Well, they can put anything on tap.
They can do that. As long as you put in a keg, they can do it, they said. So, but number 32, we've come up with the...
And Scott said, Marf, he thought that Dave looked like Tyler's cartoon brother.
Yeah, I agree. I do normally anyway, right? Looking young, fit, healthy. Number 32. Back to that. R32 is what we've come up with.
Golf R32. I could have done the Skyline R32. It would have made a little bit more sense.
It would have seen you've been looking them up for the last week. But you said golf.
You know, this was the first one that popped into my head for some reason.
So I found a picture of it, and then you've got to come up with some facts.
It was released in 2004. Came out in a 3-door or a 5-door. Originally hit the market at $63,000. According to car sales, at least from what I found. I couldn't find any original articles that said this is how much it was, but that's just what car sales price was.
Do you know the power output on these things?
184 kilowatts, 320 newton meters of torque out of a 3.2 litre 6-cylinder. Hence the 32. 0 to 100 in 6.2 seconds, and it was all-wheel drive.
There you go. There you go.
That's all my facts.
Would you want to Golf R32?
Probably not.
Well, the only thing I found, I've got a picture of it. I found an 1150 horsepower R32.
There you go.
It shoots flames and is it going to play? No, it's not. Didn't quite work. I set it up to do a video, but for some reason it didn't work. So it looks like it wants to, but no. There was a video of it. Check it out on YouTube. Type in 1150 horsepower Golf R32.
Marf said, warning to the rest of the crew, if Scotty doesn't get stopped before he gets his shirt, this brain-dead Muppet is not stopping him getting the Lambo.
Come on. All right.
Mad Kiwi got himself a job, so he's got money.
Yes. Oh, we'll be sending a shirt to New Zealand before long. I've got one of the new shirts on tonight.
Johnny said 32 Skyline, 32 Ford. Marf said 32, Magic Johnson's number. Mad Kiwi said 32, Dave's age.
Spot on.
Marf said 32, how many teeth are in your head?
No, I've lost a few.
Roy said R32 will always be a Skyline. VW is an imposter. And g'day Skidmark, how you going?
G'day.
Good evening.
All right, we'll jump into the story, or
Oh, we could talk about where we were? Question mark.
Yeah, no, we can talk
we
about
were at
that.
a place, weren't we?
Yeah, we went somewhere. Well, we've already done one of the videos from the weekend. That was Saturday.
Yeah.
And it was hot and muggy and sweaty and big storm coming, and we ended up getting out of there before we got the arse of the sky dropped out all over us. But it was cool. It was a Coltec Automotive. It was a cool little show.
Yeah.
If you Haven't watched it, go back, watch that one after, and have a look at that, help us get our views up. It wasn't a huge show, so it wasn't massive amount of cars there to grab, but it was just a small little show, and it was they only did 2 weeks of prep. Like, Collard decided 2 weeks out, we should do something, and spoke to his mate Dale, and Dale started just setting up a car show.
Yeah.
And did it in 2 weeks and got a good little crowd there. Had live music, a bloody beer truck with a hot rod with beer on tap, which was cool. They had the fireys there, of course. They had the sausage sizzle and all that going on. Coltec was doing servicing for free, or he was donating his time for free. The services weren't free. You donated to get your car serviced.
Yeah.
And he would service your car, and that money would go to the fireys. There was a fair bit going on, right? At MC, it was a good little setup. And to do everything they did in 2 weeks, Dale did some, great work. So we got a little bit of footage of that. We had a chat to the fireys, learned a little bit about the truck. We didn't quite get the paid fireys, the actual Queensland Fire Service. We spoke to the rural guys. But that's what it was about, was the rural guys. The other fireys just turned up because they like cars and heard about it. So it was pretty cool. And then that was Saturday. You've already probably seen that. Sunday, we also went out and about on an Aussie day, didn't we? Where'd we go?
I don't even remember now. Alexandra Hills Hotel.
It was.
Show by the Bay or something, I think. Show your car by the Bay.
Show your car by the Bay, yep. It was quite big.
Yeah, it was. It was impressive.
That was
sort of, when we got there, we were quite early, and I went, and then it got to 10 o'clock when it started, and it sort of hadn't filled up much yet, and I went, I wonder whether that little bit of rain we had scared everyone off, but then 5 minutes later, there was just cars everywhere.
Yeah. The boys from Nugget Garage were there, the Hoff and Ethel. They were both there. Now, Chris has got something to do with the club that's there. I think it's his car club.
Yeah.
And I forget the name of that car club. We'll shoot me for that. We'll post it up later. But it'll be in the video, so watch for that one. And sounds like a pretty good little car club, actually. It's like $30 a year. You get your club rego and all the rest of it. You've got to turn up to 3 meets a year. And they're going to do that every month, that one. So watch out for that next video. You'll see that meet, and that'll be on every month.
Yeah.
So suss it out.
All right. Let's have a look at these comments. Paulie said, what was the question? There wasn't a question. It was just we were looking up and thinking of what we could do with the number 32. And for some reason, even though I've been talking about Skylines all week and the past couple of weeks, I picked a Golf. Marv said, I gave enough stories, get to it, I want my Hyundai crash.
It may not have made it. Oh no. Tyler might work on it during... I couldn't even get the 1150 horsepower video in. But
James Bayless said, more importantly, is there an answer?
Well, we'll wait and see.
The R32 started at 24k in the UK for Chris.
So there you go. Wow.
Mad Kiwi said sausages with no onions.
Marv
said that beer rod was awesome as hell. Need one that does frozen alcohol slushies.
It was pretty cool. They're great guys too. Brothers, Moose and Zed, wasn't it? Zen. Moose and Zen. Moose is the singer out of the band as well. So no, they're pretty close. Yeah, pretty cruisy sort of guys. Let's do a story.
Yes.
All right.
Let's do it.
I chucked this story in. I sent this to you last night, I think. It was just a bit of an interesting read because I see so many people posting up the temperature, right, on their cars, dash, going, oh, it's so hot here, look at it, it's 45 degrees. But how accurate is that temperature gauge, right?
Not very, apparently.
Well, no. So, and it's not to say that it's not hot in the car, right?
Yeah.
But those temperature gauges do measure outside the car.
And it's fairly close to the road, right? So
yeah, generally
you get a bit of a skewed temperature because you're picking up all that radiated heat from the road. Because not only does it's not like your generic thermometer. It picks up the heat through electromagnetic differences.
Correct, because it's actually not a thermometer.
Yeah,
it's a device called a thermistor, that gets that temperature reading in a car. And yeah, most of the misters are located behind the grille on the front of the car. So, like you said, fairly close to the road surface, which also affects the measurements. You can, check your current temperature on Google app or whatever, and it'll generally give you a different reading to what you're getting in your car. So, certainly not the way that they get an accurate reading. It is done by a proper, liquid in glass thermometer. That's how the weather stations do it.
Yeah.
And get all their weather readings in their different areas through those. But I think some of them actually now have different electronic sensors in them as well. They're starting to upgrade those little weather stations. So your car dashboard doesn't always give the accurate reading. That's the main thing. I think we all knew it.
Yeah.
But didn't know the reason behind
maybe
it.
not everyone knew it.
Yeah. And then it doesn't mean it's not hot, right?
All those people who are Snapchatting their temperature.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's not
illegally.
hot around your car or in your car. Because inside a car, it can get very hot very quickly.
Yeah.
And we all know it's dangerous. And we've seen over the last in 2019 in Australia, children dying being left inside cars. There was actually quite a few of those stories, and they actually say there's a bit of a story on it, just saying it's really important to actually manage your heat while you're driving too during some of this really hot weather, and just ensuring what you do if you've got air conditioning. They actually say you should point it towards the roof and not blowing on you. I always have it. I like it on my face.
Cranked at full blast all through every day.
Yeah, I like it pointing at me, and then I get too cold. But they say, you should actually point it towards the roof. So, but it affects your driving ability as well. So, at 27 degrees, the overall proportion of drivers missing signals was 50% when they did a test. So half of all drivers were missing signals they were sending that they were meant to recognise, and their response times were 22% longer than if they were at 21 degrees. So it's a good reason maybe that I need air conditioning in HJ.
Yeah, maybe.
Because it gets a bit warm in there, doesn't it?
It does. I remember...
when you're sitting at the lights, you're like, come on, let's go so I can get some breeze.
To go back to Linux Conf, when I was there was this lady did a talk. She'd bought an old Range Rover, and it was like really old, all mechanical. The air conditioning was like a little thing that you'd pull this lever down and it would open up underneath the windscreen.
Oh, yeah,
and above the dash.
Yeah,
You would just open up this big long vent, and that was your air conditioning.
Yep.
She was talking about how she wanted to introduce more tech into her old school car.
Okay. Well, there's been a few different studies around the world, and they have proved that driver performance definitely was affected by heat, and road crashes and the likes actually did increase.
Yeah.
So there you go. I don't know if anyone found that story interesting, but I put it in anyway.
And also check your tyres in this hot weather, because blowouts can be...
For sure, tyre pressures, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're much more common in hot weather.
Yep.
So, do we want to do the Honda story? Because I have it ready.
Oh, you've actually got it?
Yeah.
There you go. Hyundai's for math.
Let's switch over. Transition button. Here we go. It's a video. It's a lot of flips.
I am.
That was intense.
There you go. So, would appear Muff likes to also crash Hyundais. Right? There you go. That was pretty hectic.
And here we go. Here's some alley car footage. Let me switch back for 2 seconds. Oops. Holy mackerels.
That was hectic.
That thing's nearly disappeared.
That was pretty hectic. Die Hyundai, die, says Matt. quickly catch up on some comments there as well. Zig said 98 on his dash the day. They had 49.9 in Sydney West. Laser thermometer said so. Wow, 98 on the actual dash. Don't touch that. Very hot. Mind blown, says James. And we're talking about boosting some motors there. Missed part of that, so we'll keep cruising on. Let you guys chat away on that.
Chris asked, does ale have a market over there? Can't stand what you call beer. So beer, too much gas and tasteless.
Lots of beer. We love our beer.
What about ale though? He's asking about ale.
We have pale ale as one of our beers. Yeah, we definitely drink the pale ale. Well, I think Matt said James Squire, the old 150 lashes. There's a lot of different pale ales, but I still like my Forex. A lot of people hate on me on that. The old Forex Golds, Milton Mangoes, Coronas. Don't want to have them too much at the moment. Get viruses.
No, I read something the other day about the coronavirus is apparently killed by alcohol and a high temperature. So it was like,
well, it's warm sitting here at the moment, and I'm having some alcohol, so get rid of that coronavirus. Everywhere's out of limes, because people are preparing for the coronavirus.
Mark said, keep watching. You didn't show the outside view. I did, in the end. I scrolled through and saw it and went, oh, I need to show that. Johnny said, thank God for roll cages. Yeah, it says in the description that the crew was okay. Zig said, that's a Hyundai Sayonara.
Now, should we add some extra Hyundai news?
What's the extra Hyundai news that you have?
Well, it's more about our year coming up.
Oh, yeah. We can do that.
Yeah? So, we'll drop a sneak peek or...
Just spoiler.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert
if you're a fan of the MTAQ racing team and you watch their website, you may already see.
Because, yeah, we're already listed as a sponsor for the Hyundai XL series.
Yeah, we're going to go and cover some footage and film the race team.
Yeah, so we're going to spend
film
a couple
of weekend is like. A couple weekends this year.
We're going to find out a lot about the prep of the car, what's involved in getting into the XL series, and there's big teams in there. Like, it's not a backyard thing, but you can get into it, right? Like, anyone can get into it, but they're quite competitive, and you've got some big teams in there. You've got the MTAQ racing team, which have been doing it for 3 years, possibly 4, 3 years? 3 years, I think.
3 years, I think.
Well up there. And then you've got the likes of, I think, Paul Morris's grandson, or I think it's his grandson.
Is it his grandson?
Yeah, racing in there. There's a lot of people coming up through the karts into the Hyundais, and
we'll be covering the series. Well, not the whole series, but a couple of races.
We'll start off with a couple of races, and
build from there.
We've got a lot of stuff. The guys already get a lot of in-car footage. They've got about 4 or 5 GoPros that they run, so we'll have a lot of that footage plus all of our footage. We're going to do some of the prep work in the lead up to the races as well. Them working on the car in the workshop. So we'll get some info around that. We'll talk to some other racers, and we'll talk to those guys a lot and see how they go. There should be some other stuff. We'll see how we go. There's other meets. It'll be all at Morgan Park Raceway. Based on the dates that we're heading out, there'll also be touring car masters and things like that on as well. Yeah, which I love watching too. So yeah, so we'll have some awesome stuff there. Everyone loves the touring car masters, I'm sure. Yeah. So, but yeah, we'll see TCR and whatever else is on out there. And that big one, I think that's around June. Yeah, that's
big Shannon's one. But yeah, we probably won't be able to cover the TCR and that sort of stuff.
No, but we'll do a video on whatever we can. Yeah. So, but we're definitely going to bring you the Hyundai action. So hopefully you actually find that interesting. Yeah.
Mark said, spoiler alert, you're now sponsored by Hyundai.
Close. Sponsoring Hyundai.
Johnny's got a soft spot for old Holden 6s. He has 3.
Yes, he does.
Mark said he traded his Excel for the Veloster, 150,000 kilometres, and already destroyed the steering rack.
Wow. Should have kept the Excel, just take it racing now. We could always start up our own. But no, it should be good. Should be an interesting video. So hopefully, yeah, let us know what you think. Are you interested in that? Or
Zig had an XL2, was Lancer powered.
Oh, yeah, that's the go. There's quite a few rules coming into it now because they're trying to do all different things to get the edge, you know, and they're trying to one-up everybody.
They're working on that grey area.
Yeah, in the rules of what they can do and what they can get away with. And, and then as they do, then the rules get tightened. So it'll be interesting. We'll see what changes in the rules across this year. So, yeah, let us know what you think. Is it a good idea? Are you interested to see some of that? Anything in particular you want to know? Drop a comment. Tell us about it. We'll go to the next story. So, EV. We've talked Hyundais. Now we need EV. It's like a regular occurrence. Hyundai's an EV.
Well, a $25,000 Tesla Model 2 could earn Elon Musk $37.5 billion.
Right, so Model 2 would be a cheaper version, obviously, of our Model 3.
Yeah.
That's out there now, and you're saying if he releases a cheaper version, the sales would be that large that he could earn $32 billion from it. 37, was it? 37. Yep. So, would you buy a cheaper version of a Tesla?
I mean, depends how much cheaper, right? It said
$25,000
will be around $10,000 cheaper than the Tesla Model 3.
Well, they're saying that it could very well be on its way. And Elon Musk did promise it. It wasn't just speculation. He did promise there would be a cheaper, more affordable car than the Model 3. I actually wouldn't mind the Model 3. I've been watching some stuff on there's a Model 3S, I think, or is it the...
It's the Model S.
It's the Model S. That's the quick one.
Yeah, the P100.
I've been watching one. There's a lot of... there's a few big YouTubers have been buying, and the power of this thing, it's like the bloody launch control reaction videos. You know, when they put the foot down, everyone's like, whoa! Yeah.
It's one with insane mode, I think.
Yeah, it's quite impressive. But big bucks in those too, right?
Yes.
I think Casey Neistat just bought one recently.
There you go.
Yeah. So, there's a few of those big guys in YouTube have been snapping them up. I'd certainly like to have a go. It's too much money, and that's the idea of a cheap Tesla. Is the EV is so much more expensive to get into. So if they have a cheaper model available that is on par with a petrol model car, they're gonna sell. Like, it'll never be the same price, but if it was just similar value, you know, you paid an extra few grand or an extra $5,000 to get the electric model, and the range is there and it's good, and all the rest of it, like a Tesla, then it would definitely sell. It would be snapped up, right?
Yeah, definitely. Looking at this, the statistics behind it. The sales of the new energy vehicle market comprised of battery electric vehicles, or BEVs, like Tesla, and plug-in hybrids grew 71%. Out of this, 75% were the battery electric vehicles that are likely to grow by 3.5 million by 2024. Furthermore, the subcompact market is one of the biggest after the SUV market, and also accounts for 29% of the global vehicle sales. So if Tesla can manage to capture just 1% of that market, that'll earn them $7.5 billion with the help of $25,000 Model 2.
There you go.
And if they can capture 5%, then they'll make the $37.5 billion. So, not unrealistic numbers.
And every year, batteries technology is getting better.
Yes.
So we're getting more and more range. And some of the ones that we have talked about in previous week, not just the Tesla, but are getting, 600 kilometres in range. So it's a decent amount. There was another story I read through the week was about, I can't remember where, but it was down south in New South Wales somewhere that the fires came through, and they said they were quite happy that they had a Tesla because it was fully charged before they lost power. So although they couldn't charge it, they lost power, but there was also no fuel supplies in the town and stuff as well.
Yeah.
And power came back on before fuel supply came back. So then they were then active again. And also they sought refuge in the Tesla during the fires because they sat in there with the air conditioning going, because there was obviously no aircon, there was no power, but the car had power, and the air conditioner actually doesn't use a lot of power, apparently.
Okay.
I don't know the numbers or statistics on it, but they said that the AC in the Tesla doesn't use that much power and it can go for ages. So they were able to just power up the AC and sit in comfort.
There you go.
So
You could have made up a statistic, and because 79% of all statistics are made up on the spot.
Okay. I thought it was 82. Did you just make that up? Oh.
No.
All right.
We've got some comments on the EVs. Let me scroll up. Skid Pig said when he was living with his mum in his teens, they sold a 15-foot caravan to a couple with an Excel. They towed the van from Tiaro to Harvey Bay with the Excel. There you go. Trevor, I was actually, to touch on that, I saw someone towing a jet ski out of the water in the Mirage the other day.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. Trevor Smith said, Dave, if you do air conditioning in the HJ, maybe you could do a video on it. Factory isn't particularly effective. I was looking at vintage air brand and possibly electric underdash compressor.
I was looking at vintage air as well, yeah.
Scott said he wouldn't buy a Tesla, but he'd love to get his hands on a wrecked one for a cool transplant.
LS swap Tesla? that would stir some conversation.
Marv said Model S P100D is the beast, Dave. Why don't you come and swap it? Then you have the P85 and P75 just under them. Even the 75 and 85 will do 11s on the quarter, but they're now starting to fail. There you go.
Stuart's going to
work on the boosted HQs.
Yeah.
Scott said there's a mob in California putting them in heaps of cool stuff. Gleno said going to be a sad day when the electric cars come into Bathurst.
Yeah. We'll always have some sort of... Surely we'll always have some sort of internal combustion engine racing. Ice racing.
Trevor said charging in the pits. Marv said they won't survive the dipper on lap 1.
We talked about it a few times. The bloody what is it? The E1 Formula E. Formula E. But the Formula E they do run out of battery before the end of the race.
That's the thing, they can't charge during the race.
Yeah, so they've got to conserve energy and stuff because they only just have enough battery power. So if they push it too hard, then they...
And whatever battery you're using, I think qualifying is what you have left for the race as well.
Yes, if you waste it all. Yeah, it's pretty interesting in that sense. Not as interesting as what we're used to, though.
Yeah. Mark said there's a Tesla, which is a 70s Honda Accord with a P85 drivetrain running off Chevy Volt batteries, 0 to 60 in 2.4 seconds. G'day, Shane. Shane Fitzgerald's in the chat. How you going?
Shane. Roy, he said 30-minute charge. Pit stops would suck.
And Paulie said he'd have a Model X.
Yeah, look, they're interesting to watch some of the videos on them.
All right. We're ready to kick it into the next one.
Next story? I've got to change the slide, not just change the story on my computer, hey?
Well, GM is going all in.
Yeah.
On an electric ute.
I found
the future of the Holden, Colorado.
I thought I'd find another electric vehicle story. But they're going to pour $2.2 billion US dollars, or 3.26 billion Australian, into transforming the Detroit Hamtramck assembly plant into an electric truck producing facility.
There you go.
So, which could point the way forward for the local Holden, Colorado ute. So, they're saying that they're going to produce a variety of all-electric trucks and SUVs. With overseas reports point towards an emissions-free Hummer pickup as the first vehicle to roll off the production line in late 2021. So, now, GM boss and former Holden managing director Mark Roos said to expect more all-electric utes to come. This is an investment. GM is taking a big step forward in making our vision of all-electric future a reality. The electric pickup will be the first multiple electric truck variants that they will build at the Detroit facility over the next few years. So it's interesting that GM's decisions to get rid of Holden and now
they're building electric cars.
Go to electric. And many people are saying electric's the way to go. You got Hyundai and Kia or drawing big bucks.
Toyota.
You got
Massive into
Toyota.
plug-in hybrids.
Yeah, Toyota has for some time. They're saying that the market is 100% going to end up there. So they're throwing their money into it.
Saw a FEV the other day, Mitsubishi.
FEV?
Yeah. Plug-in hybrid electric vehicle.
Oh.
Not too bad. They're just like
FEV, not FEV. I was
No.
thinking the FEV, trying to work that out.
F an electric vehicle. It's their marketing scheme.
We're not gonna have much choice but to hang on to our old school stuff.
So the next generation Colorado is kind of expected now to fall more in line with the US spec pickup, which will distance itself from the D-Max and the BT50 that share its new gen underpinnings.
Of course, we've talked about the Tesla Cybertruck already. Everybody's seen some news around the Cybertruck. You saw a new video on the Cybertruck.
I saw someone's Facebook video. They were in traffic and they took a video of Elon Musk driving along in his Cybertruck. And he like up the window and waved. It's massive.
Yeah.
Like looking at it next to other cars on the road, it's huge.
And it's actually that one that you see in the videos without the mirrors and real square boxy looking, weird looking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you got the Rivian R1T.
Yep.
I think Hyundai are looking at releasing one too. Or
Yep,
was that a powered? Was that? Oh no, that was the 6-cylinder.
Yeah, they're doing that.
They might do electric in the future.
So everyone will be anyone that wants to steer away from an electric truck is going to be getting a
Hyundai. Even Ford are looking at it too. Now.
Yeah, the F100, right? We've seen the videos of that pulling a train full of the petrol variant ones. So, can we get away from it? There's a few more comments there. Scott says, I can't see electric fully replacing ICE engines, but he does see them becoming the norm for city driving. And it all depends on range. It's all about range, what happens with that. So, I probably missed a few others. I jumped. I think I missed a few comments. Is there anything there we should go back to while I change stories?
Mark's got a new video coming out soon. He's mid-episode at the moment. Episode 10 will be up once the car is on all fours.
And he's just copped all the rain. So there has been a lot of rain up north if you've been missing the news.
Yeah.
We've gone from fires to floods, as usual.
And Roy said he can't wait to see people hot rodding electric cars. Lots of black and crispy mechanics.
With lots of spiky hair. All right, let's get out of EV. Let's move on to something.
This is another one that Marth linked us, yeah?
I think so, yeah.
Marth set us up with a lot of the stories this week.
Did you send us this one? I think he did.
I think so.
I think we got most of them there. Not all of them. I didn't get every one of them. He wanted us to go for 3 hours. He was trying to... I may have been selective. But speed limits for the Autobahn. Now, this is a story...
It's already fairly regulated.
They have already put a lot of speed limits in areas of black spots and accident areas, right? But there is still quite a few that are open speed limit, quite a few areas.
Yeah.
And it's a massive debate in Germany. That, they say splits the country, and whether there should be a speed limit on the Autobahn or not. So, but I think there's been the biggest automobile club in Germany has always been against it and been a very big advocate, the ADAC, an advocate of not imposing a speed limit, and now they're
no longer fundamentally against the idea of a speed limit on it.
They've backflipped. The ADAC, what's that stand for? You know what it stands for, right?
Allgemeine Deutsche Automobil Club EV.
Allgemeine Deutsche
or General
Automobile Club.
Or General German Automobile Club.
Oh, the General German Automobile Club.
Yeah. The GAC.
The GAC. They've certainly changed their tune. They're somewhat, maybe not for it, but they're certainly not against it now. So, they've always rejected the calls for them having the speed limits on, which, as we said, is famous for having areas of no speed restrictions whatsoever.
Yeah.
So, if you do want to get over and ever experience the Autobahn, you better start thinking about doing it sooner than later. Certainly like to check it out. It's not really one that's been on my bucket list, to be honest, though.
I just want to do the Hokkaido Skyline in Japan. And now that Ibisu racetrack that you've been telling me about.
My bucket list at the moment is Tokyo. Yeah.
Could probably spend a month in Japan and not get bored with all the car stuff I could do over there.
Yeah. Yeah, some cool stuff over there. So I don't know why that's not Autobahn's not
in the hotel room at night.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know why Autobahn's not been on my bucket list. I don't know. I've never really given a lot of thought.
It's always like that meme I see on Facebook that's like, "Hey babe, do you want to go to Germany?" Or the girlfriend goes, "Oh, why do you want to go to Germany so badly?" And goes, "Oh, just like the sights over there." In my head, Autobahn.
Can't see it because it's gone too quick. Slow down so I can see it. Yeah, I don't know. Has anyone ever thought about the Autobahn? Has it been somewhere that people have wanted to go?
There is no speed limit on most stretches, which is about 70% of the Autobahn in Germany.
Okay, still.
There are permanent or temporary restrictions on 20.8% of the Autobahns. The most common speed limits are 120 k's an hour and 100 k's an hour.
Couple more comments there. I think Scott said Elon's electric semi.
There's nothing but a pipe dream according to battery experts.
We'll see how it goes.
Marv said he was just trying to give the people what they want. Dave and Tyler on for 3 hours.
I don't know how anyone watches us for as long as you do already. So.
James Baylor said now we know who's the man behind the scenes.
Marv doing all the work.
G'day Graham Ryan.
G'day mate, how are you? Good to see you. Looking good.
Marv said it's abysmal that's still enough spares for some crazy electric hot rodders. He said, no, the one behind the scenes is Sally, not me. Stephen Lever. It's Steve from Aussie Hot Rods, Cars, Bikes and Trucks, Inc. How are you going?
There we go. Now that's
the club.
That's who had the show at
Alexandra Hills
Hotel that we spoke about. So Stephen was up there. He come and met us while we were there, and that event will be on every month. So watch for that video come next Tuesday, and come along because you'll see us there. You'll see the Chris and Scotty from Nugget Garage as well, and just a shitload of good cars. Yeah, there were the really good quality cars, wasn't there?
Yeah.
The only thing, it was just a hot day. So,
but it'll get better as we get further into the year. So
yeah, we had to capture people near their cars because people would just go and park in their cars and go and find shade.
Yeah.
So it was hard to get interviews because people weren't standing with their cars. They're checking out the other cars because a lot of people walking around looking at cars, but then definitely looking for shade. But the Alex Hills Hotel is a nice spot. That's a big place.
Yeah. Massive car park there. I parked my car on the other side like, I'll hide out over here. There's no car show, and then people started parking over there.
Because the car show just kept growing, didn't it?
Yeah.
And we only saw the bit that was on the side there. We didn't even get over to the other side, did we?
I've been engulfed by the car show.
So, but we got some cool interviews. We were really lucky to spot some people that we know, that we've met through doing the videos. We saw Matty Good, and Matty's got a couple of his cars already on our website. He sent some pictures of our cars, and we met
his
him.
Cars, not our cars.
His cars, yes. He sent pictures of his cars. They're ours now. They're part of the family, the Overtaking Lane family. They're on our gallery page, but they're some of the stories that you'll get in the interviews on that one. But he was I met Matt at the Day on the Dirt up in wherever that was. Salubrious, that's it. Salubrious, which is coming up soon
Got a
again.
heap of comments. Zig said he remembers some back roads having an open speed limit here mid-70s. Of course, we had to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
There is a back road that still has the open speed limit sign. It is obviously a little bit different. So technically, it is 100 k's an hour.
Yeah.
But when you drive past the sign, it says no speed limit, drive to conditions. So.
But it's certainly not, because even Northern Territory these days is limited to 130, I believe. So,
yeah, but you can imagine that most enthusiasts who drive past this sign go, "Oh, no speed limit."
Yes, which is what you guys did, isn't it?
Yeah, I was just a passenger. I thoroughly enjoyed my ride in an all-wheel drive Subi.
Scott said it was no speed limit across the Nullarbor 20 years ago, and it definitely was in the NT as well. So Roy grew up in WA. They had de-restriction signs on country roads, which would be similar to what I think you've passed through.
Scott said P100 drivetrain in one of his Mark 1 Golfs is what he's thinking. That'd be pretty crazy. Johnny said you'd be surprised on the electric trucks that are available now. I saw 4 brands at the Brisbane Truck Show last year. There you go.
Wow.
Marv said before he dies, he wants to actually spend a day on an unrestricted road, just him, the Christita, and 10 kilometres straight.
Yes.
All right. Question. Scott said small trucks and hybrids are around. I actually think a hybrid semi would work well. Imagine the regenerative braking coming down a big hill fully loaded.
Yeah. Filling the batteries back up down the Toowoomba Range or something, hey?
Yeah.
All right, next story.
Next
story.
Another one from Mark.
Another story from Mark. You are correct. A Mozzie story.
A mosquito.
There's been lots of Mozzies around lately.
Are we? Is it mosquitoes or is it a different Mozzie?
Well, there's been Mozzies around. The Mozzies are around right here. Actually, they're down the bloody street. He's about 500 metres that way down the street. I've never knocked on his door though. He might not appreciate it. I don't think he's home that often.
Is he back on? I think, maybe. You might drop out if you trip over the cord.
I'll try
I missed all the chat. I have no idea what's in chat.
Are we back?
Oh, here we go. All the chat's coming through.
It's all back? Oh, wow.
Marv said we lost yous. Johnny said we have a dropout. Scott said Marfy Boys World head researcher for Overtaking Lane.
Yes.
This is his official job title.
I don't know where we were up to then. I was like reading away on that story. How long were we out for?
Don't know. It's an unpaid role, sadly, the researcher.
Well, it's the same. You get the same pay as us.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Zig said, well, that's that then. Trevor Smith said no. Chris Young, I've probably done at least 1,000 laps on GT Sport in the past couple of years at Nürburgring. It's his bucket list for him. Roy said, why can't they open the Bathurst track on weekends like the Nürburgring? You pay money, sign a waiver, go nuts. Marv said, flatline clear, charge paddles. Zig said, stats. Lynn said, I thought it was me, dropped out. Chris Young says, €10 most for a lap. There you go. Right. And Marv has been banned off of PlayStation for 30 days because of GT Sport. He had to make a new account.
Oh, really? All right. Well, hopefully we're back and it's all working.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Scott says we're back.
All right. Well, I'll quickly recap where we were at. Mozzie, mosquito, not the mosquito. Mozzie.
Did you get any of the Mostert story, or did I read all that and no one was watching?
Chaz Mostert won the Daytona. He likened it to winning Bathurst 1000. He said he hasn't felt a win like this in years since winning the Bathurst 1000, and he feels like he hasn't achieved a lot of winning over the last few years. So this is up there. He said the race is so different, so intense, they couldn't afford to make any mistakes. None of the drivers did over the whole day. And it took 12 months for the 1000 win to sink in, and probably take 12 months for this one too.
They started fifth in the class. The number 24 BMW M8 GTE, in which Mostert drove, climbed into contention in the first quarter of the race. It battled against the 2 Porsche GT team entries before Krone's final hour pass on Nick Tandy effectively sealed the race. The final margin of victory was 14.010 seconds. though Mostert admits he was taking nothing for granted. So 14-second lead, not too bad. Jesse did an awesome final stint. We didn't really think he won it until he was coming into the infield, he said. I'm glad we got the job done. Mostert would now jet back to Australia ahead of this weekend's 12-hour Liquid Molly Bathurst, where he is set to race for Walkenhorst Motorsports.
Walkenhorst.
That's what it says, Walkenhorst.
Oh, there you go.
That's what it says.
I thought it was
I bought him.
Walkinshaw.
No, he's in the BMW M6
Walkenhorst, okay.
GT3. Not the... No.
Yeah,
This is the 12-hour.
I was like, Walkenhorst.
The 12-hour, because Lounsey's in the Porsche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We spoke about that one. Let's see what we got.
So we mentioned that Mozzie lives down the bloody road and he's not there much, and that's why, because he's been over there racing that.
Marv said he got someone that he blocked posting crap on his GT Sport wall. He reports him no breach, but when he does it back to him, he gets a 30-day ban. Chris said he feels like he knows Bathurst from GT Sports. Scott said hit him up to double your salary, Marv.
Done. Done. We'll double it.
Double zeros instead of one.
Double it. He's worth every
zero.
cent.
Trevor Smith said all good. Marv said we saved them quick, sedate them and put them into ICU. Chris Young said my brother really is into the livery editor on GT Sport.
Oh, yeah,
he just wants to race. And Roy said I hope all you gearheads hit the like button.
Please do.
Yeah.
I'm banging on the table. That's probably just
And Marv said
the microphone. But
Chris,
I've got something here.
Marv Sport. Yeah.
I got something here, which I'm going to mention. This is a sidetrack off the stories, but we didn't have anything in mailbag except for what I bought off Amazon. But so I thought I'd share that. So I've got here. Look, there's more. You can open up the rest of the packages. There's another one. So I thought I was having a look on Amazon because we have some Amazon affiliate links. We talking about earning money. This is why I'm going on to this. We've talked about earning money. We've earned $1.80 from Amazon. How good's that? Because we have Amazon affiliate links. So if you do want to buy anything from Amazon, we get a kickback. Use our links. But I bought these. These microfibers are exceptional.
For hot towels. After you.
Don't make my mic. I've got to use this clean car. These are actually exceptional. I didn't know what these were going to be like. Like I was looking at a lot of them, and there was a lot of cheap, shitty ones on there. And I forget the thread count on these, but it was really high. It was like 1,200 thread count or whatever it is, and it was more than any of the other microfibers on there. What do you reckon?
It's pretty soft.
It is, isn't it? And fairly thick. It's not like the ones you get from Super Cheap or anything like that, right? And actually, like they got some stretch in them. They're 40 by 60. These ones, and I picked these up for $5 each. So I grabbed 3. I spent $15. They are really good. Now,
there's a link in the chat.
There's a link in the chat. If you want some, go check them out.
That's our affiliate link, so we get a small kickback.
I think these ones, I bought the last of the $5 ones, so they're now $6, I think, $6.25 in 2 packs.
2 for $12.50.
I got the last of 5. You can still get $5 ones, but they're now not the 40 by 60s, they're 30 by 30s, which I think you want the 40 by 60s. So I found the $12 2-pack link. If you're interested and you want those, click on that link. Go and grab yourself some. If you
and then we get like a tiny little kickback. I don't know how much it is.
50 cents or something.
Yeah.
You don't pay any extra. We just get something. So if you ever want to buy anything from Amazon, just click a link in one of our descriptions on our video and go through that way. It doesn't matter what you buy. If you go via our link, anything you buy in the next 24 hours, we get some commission on it. And it depends on the categories. Some categories you get more than others, and like I think like electronics and stuff, you get good commissions. But and I signed up for a 30-day free trial of Amazon Prime, which gave me free delivery.
There you go.
So $15, and I got those 3, and I'm actually really impressed by them.
They're good.
So that's what I definitely want to talk about. I'm going to buy a few things off Amazon as I get time to and have money. and I'll test them and let you know what I think. And whether it's a good buy or a bad buy, I'll tell you. We'll drop you a link and let you know how it goes. But this is really, that was my second ever thing off Amazon. I've been an eBay shopper forever, for years.
There you go. Let me see. Johnny said, "Did you guys lose the internet?" We did for a minute.
Yeah, we did. We're back now. I hope.
Let me scroll down. There's the microfiber
Red
link.
cow, you girls. Yeah, I don't know what it was. It's thick.
Werner here said, "Thought it was a chamois."
Well, they'd make a decent drying towel as well, but not. If you get a drying towel, it's the Fireball one.
Yeah.
And we'll show that video that we're shooting this weekend on some of the Fireball stuff. It is hands down the best.
Mark said that's a nice fluffy jizz rag.
You can get, if you're gonna buy one, do it through our Amazon thing. It'll help us out. We'll get our $1.80 up to $2.
And Mark said, "Woohoo! 2 shirts for salary."
Oh, well, now we're in trouble because we've only made $1.80 out of Amazon.
And that's off of our own purchases, so we had.
It was. We actually bought all the stuff that made us that $1.80. No one else has ever used our links. We've had 40-something people click them. It's probably me just clicking them all the time.
Probably.
Thinking about, I should buy that. No, I got no money.
All right. Next story. Let's go.
All right. Jump on our Amazon affiliates.
Bueno just brought 4.
He went and found them. There you go. There's a story. Now the sound works.
And your video's working too.
Oh, there goes the sound.
You killed it.
And
you
the
clicked
video.
Off. That's why. I clicked out of it.
Oh, I did it again.
You stopped clicking out of it. Just let it play.
I can't click on it. That was our story. I can't click off it
That's
at all.
All right, next story.
That is it? That was all we had?
No.
I'll just keep playing that in the background.
DeLorean. They could bring the DMC-12 back again.
That's the talk, right?
So originally it was planned for 2016, but legislation stopped it in its tracks. DMC, DeLorean Motor Company, have confirmed the production of the iconic DMC-12 is back on the cards. As I said, originally it was planned for the 2016 release. The reborn DMC was halted after the presidential election, which then impacted the NHTSA, or the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, which implemented the Low Volume Motor Vehicle Manufacturers Act, which essentially affected anyone who wanted to do low volume model manufacturing.
So how many are they wanting to do with these?
How many are they wanting to do? That I'm not sure.
You were just talking volumes. I thought you were.
It just says volumes.
Oh.
So as a result, DMC has not opened the order books yet. There's been no update on its website, but SB has revealed even though the Act allows 325 cars to be built a year, DMC will only be making 1 to 2 cars a week.
Okay. Would you be interested in a new DeLorean? Or have you always wanted to go back in time and get an old one? But you can now go back to the future and get a new one.
Yeah.
Is that right? Is that how it works?
I guess. Back to the future, forward to the future.
So I don't know where the future of flux capacitors is going. We know what electric vehicles are doing, and I think flux capacitors are certainly the way of the future.
Yeah.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. It's the way we're heading now. Yeah. So, flying cars, flux capacitors.
So almost 9,000 examples of the original DMC-12 were built between 81 and 83 using a 2.9 litre V6 Peugeot Renault Volvo engine. It's a lot of models that produced a mediocre 96 kilowatts.
It wasn't a very powerful car.
Then Epsi assures...
Took a while to get to 88 miles an hour.
He's assuring that a new powertrain will produce a much more powerful 260 kilowatts, but has not mentioned what that engine will be.
It might actually be able to do 88 mile an hour now.
Is it an LS? No.
To give it a modern twist, the iconic car could feature an upgraded interior, heated and cooled seats, navigation, Bluetooth, smartphone integration, along with modern headlights, ABS traction control, power steering, cruise control, and flux capacitation. Actually, I don't think that was in the story.
Yeah.
But I'll add it in there. What about an electric motor? I don't know.
We've got some comments. Let me see. Scroll up. Shane said he got his car recently paint corrected, wondering if they were suitable for nanoskin sealant. Been buying his stuff from Detail Central. Not 100%
I don't
sure.
know. I don't know. There's no guidelines on it. You just check that. Go to the link and have a look at the stuff. But if you're after ones that are, I'm sure you could search Amazon for it. Follow our link. Find whatever you're after. It doesn't have to be that for us to.
All the Fireball stuff would probably be suitable for that.
Well, the Fireball will do all their own coatings and whatnot. I don't know. We got your paint correction done, but we'll hook you up with some Fireball for anyone that wants to do it. The sealants and stuff that they do are amazing, and I've seen the numbers and the stats. I've spent time with Brad from Fireball, who's run me through some of the stuff on how it stacks up against other brands, and it's quite impressive. I've not used the sealants. I do know some detailers that do and swear by it. I know other guys that have thrown away all their other products based on after they've seen this stuff, and they do have a brand of wax that's amazing for show cars, the Sexy Lady Wax. It's called, which smells like a cheap prostitute, and it's called Sexy Lady Wax, which is pretty impressive. But then they've got the nano coatings and sealants, so it's amazing stuff. But yeah, well, it's off track, sorry. Back to the Future with the EcoBoost engine, says Roy.
Roy said Elon Musk is already making a stainless steel car. Let me scroll down.
Company that bought all the leftover parts, was putting them together and selling them through a loophole. A new one with a decent drivetrain would be awesome. That was from Scott. The DMC has everything Akira's got. Pretty much, yes. So,
maybe Hyundai.
We'd skip part of that. We'd let you guys go with that conversation.
It does pop up on the screen. So.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But it's just not going to read it. But they're having fun. That's fine. Go nuts.
James Bayless says EV version of the DMC would be interesting.
I would just like it if it actually had the flux capacitor thing in there.
Shane Fitzgerald uses Angel Wax and Nano Skin.
Okay. There you go. Looking it up.
Yeah. Have it there for later.
You can't get the Fireball coatings unless you're... you've got to do...
Detail.
Yeah, you've got to be qualified through them.
Yeah.
Like they put you through a course to put on their own coatings because they don't want...
We're going to have no content for the video if you keep talking about all this.
All right, because they don't want you to just to put any... Stories. They don't want anyone just using their coatings and not doing it in the right way because it's got to be done their way so it shows the quality of the product, basically. Yeah. All right, we're back. Next story. Sorry, I was just reading that last comment from Chris. We lost show. We're still working on back. No, we're still here, aren't we? We're going.
I think so.
Okay. Stephen Jackson's out, mate night. He's a busy day at work tomorrow. Last day of the working week for most, hopefully. And we've only got a few stories left to go anyway. So we'll keep trucking on. The next story. Let's move on from the DeLorean.
Another Marth story, this one.
This is a story about the 2020 BMW.
BMW Supra.
Oh, the Supra, sorry. Yeah, the Toyota Supra. We've spoken a lot about the 2020 Supra, of course, on different stories throughout the last 6 to 8 months, I guess.
Yeah.
It's been in the news. And a lot of people have always commented when we talk about the Supra about the engine, BMW engine. Of course, there's some sort of collaboration going on there. But it's not where it stops at the motor, right?
No, the 8.8-inch driver's display in the Supra is more BMW than Toyota, seeing as how the two cars are quite similar underneath their skins.
So it has a lot in common with the latest generation BMW Z4. They've got the same inline-six engine, Some of the same switchgear and 4-cylinder engine available in Japan and Europe. It appears the Supra's Bavarian tyres are even stronger, as Motor Trend discovered that last one other part is of German origins, and that's the dash, or the digital instrument cluster as a whole, including the physical cluster itself, along with everything that comes in it, the screen graphics, the menu icons, the instrumentation, so on and so forth. Yeah, it's a big piece of BMW work.
Yeah.
So, Design Works are the people that make it, and they're involved in aviation, rail, consumer electronics, and BMW being its sole client in the automotive industry.
There you go.
But they've been working with John Deere for more than 20 years and helped Asus with some of their gaming laptops sold under the Republic of Gaming's banner. Collaborated with North Face, but BMW is the only client in the automotive sector. And, well, not just BMW, because now also Toyota. Because they...
Technically.
Well, yes, it's in the Toyota.
Yeah.
So...
our connection is flawless right now, Marv said.
Sweet.
It's pretty much all it is for that one, right?
Yeah, well, it will be a similar story with the next 86, they're saying as well.
Doesn't surprise me.
More affordable sports car will once again be heavily linked to the Subaru BRZ, while the new MR2 could also come to life with the help of a different automaker.
There you go. Maybe that's Porsche. Good mid-engine car maker. So
You reckon?
who knows?
They do it to cut costs, speed up the development. The Japanese brand is working on an all-Toyota flagship performance model by developing a GR Supersport hypercar with around 1,000 horsepower. Also recently launched the rally-inspired GR Yaris and has vowed to build a high-performance versions of virtually all of their cars.
And, Zig said that's not new. The VLs had a Donkey Kong Dash in '86. There you go.
Yeah, a lot of people have done it over, and now you'll see in the next video. Look for a Ute with the flags, the old B&S, Bush Bash, and Ford XF Ute. Except it's not a Ford XF Ute; it's a Nissan. Now I didn't know that those Ford Utes came out from Nissan, but they also produced that exact same Ford Ute 250 Crossflow. Exactly the same, with all Nissan badges on it.
There you go.
So I wasn't aware of that, but they did. So, and it was no difference other than the Nissan badges.
Yeah. And Skid Pig said, "What'll I miss, Dave?"
I don't know. Did he disappear? He went back to the future. He missed the DeLorean. What else have we got? We got a Volvo story. We thought we'd step it up, take you to the land of Volvo.
The S60. Sweden's answer to the BMW 3 Series.
Now, Marth was talking about this one. Neil One or Paulie, he was talking about this as well. Just how far that this has come.
Yeah.
And it's actually a viable option. And this has some...
And they're undercutting the price of both the Mercedes-Benz C-Class and BMW 3 Series with a starting price of $54,990 plus on-roads.
They're saying this has got some decent performance about it too, right? So, yeah, you said that undercut it. What did you say the starting price was?
$54,990 plus on-roads. So it stacks up pretty well considering the kit that you get in the standard ones, such as all-wheel drive, advanced driver aids, smart keys, leather trim, LED headlights, 9-inch vertical touchscreen with sat-nav, smartphone connectivity. On their entry-level T5 Momentum test example, they have the $3,000 tech pack included. Heads-up display, 360-degree camera, headlights that turn with the steering, and ambient lighting.
I've got a photo of the interior. There you go. It's got a massive, what do you call that? Bloody
screen, 9-inch
screen?
9-inch vertical touchscreen.
That's the same as like a Tesla.
It's 10.
Theirs is a 10, so it's close. It's quite a nice looking interior. It's somewhat of a Volvo looking exterior. I guess. Go back to the exterior. The front of it doesn't overly excite me. I guess it's a little bit Commodore-ish in a sense.
Volvo has a thing called Pilot Assist, which is an advanced active cruise control mode that can steer the car under some circumstances. It's a godsend, according to these guys, on urban commutes, but also will need some close supervision on the highway, though.
I don't know if everyone just had that V8 just cranking past them. He was feeding it.
They also have other safety features, including, because everyone cares about the safety features and not the power. I'll get to that soon. Autonomous emergency...
they do if you're buying a Volvo. You probably are interested in safety features.
The tank. Autonomous emergency braking, speed sign recognition. There you go. Front and rear parking sensors. That'd be good. Speed sign recognition. Half the time I drive past the speed sign and go, shit, did that say 70 or 60?
Oh, that tastes different. That's what happens when you run out of Captain Morgan's.
It has 6 airbags.
Scotch.
Earns 5 stars from the ANCAP crash test and particularly impressive scores for adult occupant protection. Now, power. The S60